I'm not sure how to fix this. If there's any experts, I'm using OBS to stream. Any experts on the audio cutting out? I don't know if that's an OBS related thing. Oh, okay. Looks like it's better now. Yeah. Let me know in the chat if it's better. Okay. The song. I swear, I'm gonna get to the song. I just want to make sure it's working. You're comping backish. Okay. Well, my bad. We can all just laugh at this because of how terrible it is. Stream settings. Let me look at this. What do we got here? Normal latency. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Okay. I'm just gonna jump over to the screen here, and we're gonna give it a try. Okay, so let me let's zoom into this. Okay, so let's focus on this guitar right here. So this is like the intro guitar, and it kind of goes throughout the duration of the entire song. This is my like settings that I have on it. There's just an EQ, and then I have this compressor on it, and it's just doing a little bit of compression. Okay, all better, fantastic. And then you can see here on the sends, this is where the delay and the reverb magic is really happening. I have 3 different sends, but I'm going to bypass those for now. Also, let's hope that this plays, because I'm going through a crazy setup right now. But I'm going to try. So that is the guitar on its own, and that's essentially the entire part. But when you put on these effects, it totally changes what's happening. So I'll turn them on and show you exactly what's happening before and after. This is the after. So there's a few things going on there. It sounds very dreamy and cool. It took me a second to kind of figure out what they were doing. Oh no! It says it's still messing up. I'm so sorry, guys. Shoot. Well, I'll finish this little thing, and then maybe I'll see if I can figure out what the issue is. And I'll just show you. The first send here is going to this guy, which is a reverb, and then the second one, 33, 34, is another reverb. This is a room from Ocean Way. It's just a room sound. The RMX is the non-lin 2 setting from the RMX 16, which is a very popular reverb. And then the fourth one, this is where the magic's happening. This is on the delay track. As you can see, it's kind of a weird structure here. So I'm using the Echo Boy delay, and I'll turn off these other guys so you can just hear what's happening on this bus. So it's the Echo Boy delay. I'm going to play. So that's how you get that sort of dancing delay, and it is a stereo delay, which is super fun. I just tweaked the time to sort of match the tempo. It's a little bit of a, what would you call it, a later, like a dragon feel. on the delay. And then after the compressor, after the echo, I'm putting a compressor so that it's basically all of the delayed notes are compressed. Cool. And then after that, again, this is just one send here, going to the delay, to the compressor. And then after the compressor, on that same send, I'm doing a very sort of generic reverb. So the delay is not coming out dry. It's then going into a reverb, which gives it a very cool, dreamy feel. This is also a popular thing to do on vocals. It sounds really killer on vocals because you can automate it as well. But I'll turn it off and let's listen to it before and after. It's before, after. Sounds super cool. And then, of course, at the end, I just have a high pass to leave some space in the low end. But that one send right there is such a cool trick in mixing for really anything. But that's how I was able to accomplish this exact sound, which I think is surprisingly close to the original. I want to put on the non-lin and the room so you get the full picture, and I'll take it off of loop so you can hear what it sounds like going into the rest of the track. Yeah, super duper fun. I re-recorded this quite a few times to get the sound and the blend of effects and everything right. Since there's only a few parts to the entire arrangement, I thought it would be cool to just figure out the exact thing. And I had done this delay into reverb thing before on vocals, and it is like one of the coolest space, reverb effect candy things that you can do on vocals. And eventually it turned out to be what worked. So that's a fun one if you guys haven't done that before. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Looks like this stream may have been a complete fail because of the audio situation. Let me hear this. Oh wait, no, it's working on my end. Anyway, this has been a fun little track to do. I recently picked up a summing mixer, and so the way everything is routed in here is a little insane because it's going in and out of a million different paths. I'm basically hitting external pre's, then going into my interfaces, and line out of the interfaces spread across, I think I have it like 12 channels spread out, then going into the summing mixer, the B32, and then out of the B32 through a mix bus chain, and then back in to two line inputs, and we're basically monitoring that on Pro Tools right here. I just have it in input mode. So it's a bit of a convoluted and crazy thing, and frankly, it's amazing that it's working for me on my end. I think my voice might be having some issues on the stream. Not a total fail. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah. Well, let me know if... let me know if this is working for you. I have like my phone pulled up here, and it seems to be working okay. I just wanted to jump on here and do a live stream test and perhaps embarrass myself and see if I could fail at audio. That's my favorite, making videos on audio and failing at it live. Yeah, so what's up with you guys? What has been going on in your world? Drop me some questions. In the meantime, I'm going to show you some other stuff in this session that was cool. The drums, as you know, I'm obsessed. And the Paramore drum sound is by far one of my favorites. So I'll show you what I did here. Let me jump right to where the drums come in. Okay. So, yeah, that's like as close as I could get with the tuning of my snare. But let's dig in here. As you can see, I've chopped out the toms, so there's a nice clean tom hits on here, but pretty simple miking setup. Two kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom, rack tom, floor tom, overheads, rooms, crotch mic. I think this is a SM7, hat SM7, and then the mono kit is the R88. What else is of now? The overheads. I'm using those new Loughton Audio LS120s, LA120s. I don't know. Somebody can correct me in the chat. But they're just pencil condensers. They're super affordable and they sound really great. I'm very, very impressed. So anyway, for the drum sound here, let's jump right in. Couple things going on. Obviously, you got the non-Reverb on the snare and the toms. This song, if you listen to the original, has a wild, like the snare is wildly loud. And it's, they used some sample that sounds crazy, but it's very roomy on it, and it's like on top of literally everything in the mix. It's kind of hard to mix it that loud with like the way I have my buses and stuff routed, but I tried my best. So I found this sample. This is a sample from the That Sound pack, and it is called Barky Big VO9. And that sounded like the closest I could get to the Paramore one. And then I'm using the Black Beauty snare, which honestly, it sounds freaking great without the snare sample. Here's what it sounds like without the sample. Turn this up a little bit. I have it down. I think it's maybe hitting that reverb a little too loud. And a bunch of the bottom end. Let me put a little bit of that bottom end back in there. Yeah. So that's without the reverb. And then when we add in this sample, it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm trying to think if there's anything like unique about how I did this. It's pretty simple stuff. The mics, the kicks routed to a bus, a little EQ on the kick drum. Not a lot of EQing going on. Distressor on the kick. Snare, same. EQ, compressor. Toms, just a little bit of EQ. Love. This is like why tracking and the gear you use and the mics and everything on the input side is so important, because it just makes the mixing just like a piece of cake. I put a radiator on the hat and on the mono kit. Let's listen to this mono kit mic. That's a mic that just naturally sounds amazing. I'm rolling off some of its beauty for the mix, but that's the N8 from AEA. What else? Oh yeah, there's another crazy guitar part here that I did some strange processing to. It's like I called it the shred track. It's right on this bridge section. Yeah, there's a couple cool things here. This shred track, I'm doing a lot of processing on the actual track, and then I have the reverb delay thing going as well. Let's see, there's an EQ where I'm just rolling everything off, but the decapitator is adding so much. Listen to this before and after. Let's take all this off. But this decapitator just makes it so nasty. Yeah, it makes it so nasty. And then the micro shift just does wonders. I love this. This is like the micro pitch shift kind of thing. I have it just subtly on here. And then I have the reverbs and delays bypass, but let's check it out. Before, after. That is like one of my favorite units in general. If I could get away with it, I'd probably put it on everything. Okay, and then let's add in the reverbs. And I think I'm going to this delay again, 4344. Yeah, which has the delay into the reverb. Hey, what's up, Matt? I see Matt Mahaffey in the chat here. One of the best composer, musician, engineer friends that I have. Okay, so going into this delay again, and when we pop all this on, this is like the difference before. And then after. Oh yeah, and there's a space echo on here. This guy. Hopefully you guys can see all this stuff. Yeah, and then obviously in the context of the track. Something cool of note, all of the guitars were tracked using the, here, let me switch this. All of the guitars were tracked using, I don't know if you can see it in this camera. You can't. I have a G20 from Rev, which is like this little tube amp. It's the coolest little tube amp that has a load box in it So essentially, I'm coming XLR out of the amp and right into a mic pre for all the guitars, for the distorted section, literally for everything. And I started with the mics on the guitar, but it's kind of like I don't want to say you can do everything, but it's really good for high gain rock stuff. Like if we jump to that section and just listen to, I'll mute the shred part. And I'm rolling off a bunch of low end if we bypass that. Oh, it's my face, sorry. Yeah, so that's the Rev G20 on the distorted side, and then right after that section is just some clean guitars, kind of going through the motions. So that's like the clean channel of the amp. And then also for the what would you call it? It's not a lead, it's like a lick or something. This part. Yeah, just XLR, and it's quite amazing when you can swing just one input and no cabinet in the room. So that is a great amp. I don't use it all the time because I do like microphones on speakers, but dang, that thing sounded really good. What's fun is I don't know if you guys can hear any of this, but I wanted to jump on, do a quick little stream, and show you this thing that was really fun to make yesterday. And yeah, make sure if you guys have been missing the studio tours that you tune in for tomorrow morning. We've got a good one. Really excited to have them back. I've got a few lined up as well as a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I appreciate it. Oh, last thing, if you guys have not yet picked up the drum sample pack studio kit on my website, it's $35. There are over 100 something samples, one shots, and then over 600 drum loops. And I have been using them on some songs. I'm helping a friend produce. I'm producing a friend's song for him, and we started off with one of the loops. There's a ton of different tempos and mixes of stuff, but yeah, if you guys are looking for anything to use for either for mixing or for producing, building tracks and stuff like that, they're super useful. Again, it's on my website. I have it linked in the description. Yeah, that's it. Fun stuff.